Hey guys, Lizardlea here for Tobi Kadachi by Even Star Crafts on Etsy. I'm assuming that's how that one's pronounced. So, I mean, if these are based off of Japanese pronunciations and characters, then that would be how it would be pronounced. I think this is going to be my favorite one so far because it's got a lot of blue. Yeah, no one cares. I'm going to go cross stitch.
Guess what, you guys? David's with me again!
You're very excited about this.
They are very excited about it, trust me.
They are.
Yes, several people have commented that they prefer it when you're there.
I too prefer it when I am there.
Yes, I also prefer it when you're here.
I'm
So that
glad
I'm
we're
not
agreeing.
alone. Except when you're chewing with your mouth open and you're very loud.
I'm chewing with my mouth closed.
You are now. I bet you they could hear the difference. You were like a second ago. I still love you and I prefer when you're here. What are we talking about today, handsome man?
Well, last I heard you were playing a game.
Oh, what game is that?
Pathfinder Kingmaker.
Oh my gosh, you're right. That game was so much fun. It's D&D just like Baldur's Gate 3. We're just getting an update next week and I'm very excited. David and I are going to play that one together. Aren't we, handsome man?
Yes, dear.
I'm sure they could see my face in my tone of voice. And I'm sure they could also see yours in your tone of voice. But anyways, Pathfinder, Kingmaker. You do the synopsis. I'm not good at those.
So, Baldur's Gate is based off D&D. Pathfinder Kingmaker is based off
Oh,
Pathfinder, which is based off D&D. D&D has gone through a lot of changes throughout the years. Old D&D was very brutal and number crunchy. D&D 3.5 was very popular, but still very number crunchy. And so when they made 4 and tried to streamline a lot of things, other people made Pathfinder, which was still very number crunchy. But it also still had all the content from 3, which is a ton of content. Pathfinder Kingmaker is a game that has a tiny, tiny fraction of all the content that was made for Pathfinder and 3.5.
And yet, there's already so much that I will never see everything in this game. I just won't.
Yeah.
There's so much. You guys. Okay, I'm level 9. You can go to level 20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on chapter 3 of, I think it was 12 chapters. Is that how many it is?
Something like
I
that.
don't know. David never made it past chapter 1 because, he doesn't have game.
I see.
I am a completionist. If I enjoy a game, I want to beat it. That's why I beat Baldur's Gate 3 like 3 times without you, and I'm now playing Pathfinder, which I'm pretty sure is single player, so I
But you
can't
still
play
haven't
without
done
you.
everything in Baldur's Gate.
I've done a lot of things in Baldur's Gate, though.
You have.
Most of the stuff I haven't done is the evil stuff,
Like
which
the owlbear.
isn't really my jam. The owl bear? You mean that one that's in the update that hasn't dropped yet? You
No, they said
dork?
you can do it now.
Really? Because I haven't seen a single thing on that.
I could be wrong.
I think you're wrong. I think you mean the owlbear cub, because everybody talks about the owlbear cub. Because I Googled it, because I wanted to know. Because I had him smell me, and he's like, okay, I'll try to follow your scent back to camp. And then he didn't come there, and I was like, oh, did I do it wrong? And then it's like, no, it takes him a while to show up. Not a single person has mentioned the owlbear.
Yep.
So I think either you heard wrong, or it's coming with the new update, and you're wrong. Excuse me.
No.
No,
So anyways,
Google it right now.
So anyways,
Google it.
Pathfinder. First of all, I didn't finish the first chapter because, as Liz is very well aware, the game has a rough learning curve.
Oh my god.
And unlike Liz, I did not just drop the game to easy. I was trying to play on like normal or hard.
Yeah, no.
And I mean, like, as a rough learning curve goes, we're talking in the tutorial mission, one of the enemy archers crit one of my characters and immediately downed them. And then crit my other character and killed me. Just 2 incredibly lucky rolls, and I was just dead.
That's how it be.
And
Sometimes.
I'm not in the mood to like save every 20 minutes anymore as an adult. I don't know what happened about that.
I am a spastic saver. Literally everything, if there's a save button, I'm like Control S, Control S, Control S. I never lost any documents for school, so I think it's paid off. Oh, I'm a spastic saver in general. Like everything. School is what did that to me. But also anxiety. Like, if I don't save now, I'm going to have to redo this. And I may not be able to do it the same way. I may not be able to do it as well. It's going to be really sad. So, save. Also, one of the little tips that they put in the loading scenes is if you're not sure what's going on, save. Or, like, essentially that. It sounds much better. But they're just like, if you're unsure of the course ahead, always save. And I was like, yep, already doing it.
So, on top of all this, the game has a ton of content. But strangely, the kind of play that I like to do doesn't really exist in the base game. The sort of characters I would usually build, you can't quite build in the way I want to build them.
It doesn't really have a warlock, huh?
I don't actually normally play warlocks, but I do like playing the buffers. And you can do them, but not in the way I want to, because I'm picky and stupid. And so I try to force stuff and weird combos, and they wouldn't work, and I was making a hard game already harder. And then I'd want to start over, but then I don't want to play the beginning again. And then it just kind of like led into this bad loop of like, well, screw it. So, Liz, however, what has your experience been?
I am a druid again, because heck yeah, druids, but also I've learned you don't get a druid companion, which is kind of lame. You get 2 cleric companions, but you don't get any druids. You don't get any paladins. Like, there are a couple classes where it's like, we don't get this, but we get 2 clerics. And, like, okay, I understand you want healers, but, like, I want a well-rounded team. And you have the ability to create other characters. Like, you don't have to have any of the companions if you don't want them. You could make all your own people. But they're not going to have the cute little interactions with each other. They're not going to converse the way the pre-made companions do. And so I was like, there's no druids. I want to be a druid anyways. It works out. And it's very different from Baldur's Gate 3. It's still super fun. I will say that, like David said, the learning curve is
a cliff.
Ridiculous. It's a mountain. Like, once you finish chapter 1, you become a baron. Or a baroness, whatever. You get a barony.
A bear?
A baroness or a baron.
Yeah,
a bear. You turned into a bear. I didn't mean to. Undo it. If you got that reference, I love you. So you become a baron and you have to run your kingdom. You have to make decisions. Timely decisions. And they're also kind of dependent on random rolls. So you could have someone whose DC is, 19. So there's only a 1 out of 20 chance that they will fail. And that means they can still fail. You can reload a save and have them not fail. They could be at a 60% chance and you can keep reloading until they win. I put that at the lowest difficulty possible. I put it at, basically I can't fail. And I'm having so much trouble. You have to have a BP, building points. And I'm constantly in the negative. I don't get it. And I watch people talk about it, and it still doesn't make sense to me. So I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if I'm trying too hard. I'm only putting in the people with the highest numbers, and generally, so far, I've agreed with what they've wanted. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool, yeah, we can do that. And agreeing with them isn't necessarily good or bad, but if you disagree with them too much, they will leave, and then you'll lose an advisor, and that's really bad. But it's just it's so difficult. And the issue is that because they don't use the names of actual months, I have to look at the Roman numerals, and I didn't learn the Roman numerals. So I, V, VI, VII, VIII? I don't know what 9 is. 10 is X, right?
IX.
IX is 9?
Mm-hmm.
See? I don't even... I know IV is 4. Why didn't I know that IX is 9? I didn't learn the Roman numerals. X is 10, so X...
Weren't
I-
we in Rome?
We went to Greece for like a week.
Yeah, it's still
That
Rome.
you're not going to learn Roman numerals
No,
doing that.
That's how that works.
You're going to walk
I
around and
read
look...
this book called Percy Jackson, and that's how that works.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I will stab you if you try and use one of my favorite book series against me, especially incorrectly. I have a crochet
You don't
hook.
even remember what happened in 2 of
I
these
have
books.
a crochet hook in my hand.
Yeah.
It could go in your
You didn't
ear.
lose it, did you?
Actually, this is not the original one.
I can
So
tell.
yeah, I did.
So you
Couldn't
lost it.
find it. You lost it. I blame you. Anyways, we've gone completely off the rails. It's super difficult. I don't like that aspect. You are able to apparently turn it off so you don't have to do anything, but then you miss out on a lot of stuff. And I was like, I don't want to miss out on a lot of stuff. So I'm trudging through it. And I don't like it. And there are not good guides to follow. Like, I would literally cheat my whole way through that aspect if I could. Either there just aren't good guides, or I don't know how to find them. But either way, it's so difficult. But leveling up my companions and leveling up myself and fighting people and getting new spells, oh my god. I got 5th level spells yesterday when I leveled up, and one of them was Enlarge Creature. And the druid class I chose, I picked an animal companion, and it says, I don't know how to pronounce it, Smilodon? It's a big saber-toothed tiger, essentially. He got me through like all fights, basically. Like, he can do 5 attacks if he's close enough.
He did everything.
Yeah, he owns everything, and it's wonderful, and I love him, and I want him forever. And but I got Enlarged Creature as a 5th level spell, and I had to go on a quest alone, and I was like, "Ooh, that's scary. I don't like that." So I went out, and my cat came with me. So I was like, well, that's good. I won't die because I'll have my cat. Like, I'll send him out, and I'll hide, and it'll be fine. And I cast Enlarge Creature on my cat. My cat just started crushing these things. And then I was like, I have one other 5th level spell. And I was like, what did I prepare? And I looked, and it was called Lightning Storm. Okay, so Call Lightning is you literally have a bolt of lightning come down on someone. And as long as you can hold concentration, you can do it for, what, a minute? I think. So
Yeah.
that's 10 rounds. And that is a lot of lightning. Lightning Storm is even more. I think I can cast it for like 15 minutes or something. I had it for a while after this fight ended. Between my enlarged cat, who, what did I say? He had 37 strength. Like, no one has 37 strength in my game so far. And I have a pure fighter and a pure barbarian. Like, they are all about strength. And my cat just wrecked everything. And when he didn't wreck it in the first turn, my lightning did. It was awesome. And that's only 5th level spells. The game has 10 levels, up to 10th level, doesn't it?
The 9th level.
9th level spells, which is still, like, mind-boggling to me. My 5th level spells are amazing.
It's actually,
I've been talking too much. You need to
no,
talk now.
it's
No.
okay. You can keep going. I
No.
wanted to check what the highest level spells are, because I don't know if they have 9th level spells, because there's a few that I was thinking of, and I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen those in the game.
I mean, there are plenty that they didn't make. What spells are you thinking of?
Like, Wish is the obvious one, but I'm
Oh,
not sure.
well, yeah. How would you even implement that into a video game,
At the
though?
very least, the cast any spell part.
Castity?
Cast any spell.
Cast any spell. Okay, that makes more sense than castity.
Yes.
I was like, are you trying to say someone's name? Like, should I be jealous? Who's Castity?
Castity. You think that's Anyways,
Okay, you know what? There's so many names being created in this world. I would believe Castity is already out there.
so looking at
Castity
druids, yeah.
exists. Why not Castity?
Okay, they do have 9th level spells.
Is that as high as it goes?
Yes.
Okay.
That should be.
I'm already at 5th level spells, and I'm already just
So
like...
you can learn Tsunami.
What?
You can learn Tsunami.
Tsunami! Yes!
And a bunch of other fun things.
Oh, yeah.
Like Death Clutch and Summon Elder Worm. And
Ooh.
Nature Ally 9.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah. And Polar Midnight. And all these other crazy things. Yeah, maybe they just don't have Wish in Pathfinder. I forget. But yeah, apparently they do have all the other crazy wonky junk.
So cool. Like, it's so cool. And as a druid, I have access to, you know, every spell that my class has access to. Clerics have access to every spell that their class has access to. There's a wizard on my team. She only gets access to like 1 or 2 spells as she levels up, but I collect scrolls, and I don't use them. I am a hoarder, David will tell you. I'm a hoarder. Like,
once it goes in the bag, it lives there.
Zelda Breath of the Wild was like...
Look at all this cool stuff I'll never use.
I was fighting Ganon, you guys. I knew this was the end of the game, and I did not bring my best weapons, because I was like, I might need them later. Like, that's how I am. I am a hoarder.
I think it's a really interesting design challenge for video games to try and make the game force people like you to use their stuff, because you kind of deprive yourself of having fun if you don't mess with these things. Like,
well, okay, I'm using amazing armor and weapons
well, I was
in
actually
this
more
game
referring to...
because they don't break like in Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Right, but like, for example, your nephew was having a lot more fun using thunder and lightning arrows and comboing things off and whatnot, while you were throwing bombs at people from rooftops for 4 hours.
I was not using it for that long.
No, I know.
But I was using lightning arrows and fire arrows every once in a while. I just probably wasn't using them as often as the game expected me to.
Yes.
And yet I still made it through.
Well, yeah, because they have to design it to be beatable still, and most people want it to be. But yeah, it's an experience. It's weird to me when how to put it, like for example, yeah, and it actually, I hate it in games like this because there's so much stuff. Like, this is where I get back to, like, this is why I let you handle all the inventory stuff, because I just get sick of it. Because it's like, I'll use the stuff. I don't care. Sometimes I'll use it just to get rid of it. Like, okay, cool. What ridiculously neat scrolls do I have so I can murder these goblins? Like, you know, oh, cool. A scroll of fireball. That's complete overkill. Let's use it so I don't have it there anymore. Just because...
See, and I have my wizard learn it, and then I don't have it anymore. But then my wizard can permanently use fireball going forward.
Well, it's like the 5th one I've found or something like that.
Oh, well,
yeah.
then
So,
that's fine.
Yes, exactly. I do know how to play the game. But, yeah,
I'm in
overall...
Chapter 3. You didn't make it out of Chapter 1.
Yeah, but I've played things like it before. We'll see how far you get in Divinity and Tyranny and Path, or...
I'm in Pathfinder right now.
Pillars is the one I wanted.
I have to make it through Pathfinder first.
You will eventually.
I will.
And then at some point,
Before
Baldur's
I
Gate
die.
will drop.
Yes. Oh my god, when the full Baldur's Gate game comes out, you guys, I am going to drop off the map, most likely. I'm not dead. Oh god.
Boys.
David is playing videos with sound because he hates us.
Yep, you caught
See
me.
this? Yep, see? They all know the truth. So, like, if I suddenly stop posting videos, look up if Baldur's Gate 3 has come out, and then you'll know I'm not dead. I'm just playing Baldur's Gate 3.
You've got at least a year, folks. It's not anywhere on the horizon, although they are patching it again and again and again.
But I do have a little bit of a backlog for videos, so...
A little bit.
A little. Very,
Hey, remember
very
when you
little.
had all those Christmas videos?
Yeah, and you remember how you made fun of me, so I did 3 a week? That's your fault. If you wanted me to have a bigger backlog so I could do more things with you, you should have shut your trap.
I see how it is.
Because those videos would still be coming out right now.
Yeah,
it's
they'd be
only
coming out
July.
until next Christmas.
No. What did we decide? They would end in August.
No, they would end in like September. It was at 2 a week. They'd end in August. If you were doing 1 a week, they would have ended in like September. You would. How many did you make?
That makes no sense.
How many did you make?
That math does
How
not.
many did you make?
That math does not
How many did you
pan
make?
out. I'm just letting you know. 2 a week, and then 1 a week, a difference of a month is wrong.
Because you
But-
changed.
But I did. How many did we decide? 52 or 54? Huh?
And if we did 1 of those a week,
Didn't I start posting them in November? No.
then you would go till November,
Mhm.
not August.
Well.
So it was a year,
Oh,
yes, because that was
wait,
the
no.
joke.
We just started. I think we started talking about it before I finished the ones for our family.
Yes.
So it would have been 42. Because I did 10 for us, didn't I?
Something like that, yeah.
I say us. The two of us didn't get any cross stitches.
Yes, we have a few.
We have them on the walls. They're professionally framed. It's better. Right? We don't have... Well, actually, we do have a Christmas tree. We've just never put it up.
This is true.
Mm.
One of these years, I will feel like decorating.
Okay, what else?
Um,
You keep taking us off track.
Off track.
Yes, we were talking about Pathfinder.
Okay.
And now we're talking about Christmas
And what do
in
you,
July.
and how goes Pathfinder, Liz? If you had to build a different character right now, and it couldn't be a druid, what would you try?
Rogues are fun. But you already get 2 characters that... I mean, I have 3 characters that have really good, like, trickery and stealth stuff. So it's like, there's already too many rogues. I could try a paladin, but lawful good, like, you're forced to be lawful good, aren't you? Or, like, lawful something?
You're forced to be what your god is.
Okay.
So.
Well, I mean, I'm forced to be neutral right now, and
Yeah.
I'm doing okay. So,
Yeah, so you
every once in a while I get, like, a lawful good option, and I'm like, oh, that's not
And I
bad.
believe there's some flexibility depending on the god. Like, some gods take a range, whereas others are like, no, you are this.
So, yeah, I'd consider a paladin. A big part of that, not gonna lie, is that there is armor that is specifically only able to be worn by a good character. You need to stop the handsome man.
It's just.
You're gonna
not
get me in
working.
trouble.
Okay.
You are gonna get me in trouble. Their videos, their sound is bad. I don't remember what I was saying now. It's really rude.
I'm rude, huh? So, there are rogues, and then there are. What else do you want to try?
I could potentially see myself being a wizard.
A lizard.
There's already a wizard in the game, but
There's lots of.
I could just make her do other stuff or make her irrelevant and pick someone else.
There's lots of interesting wizard classes.
Yeah, a bunch of them have like 3 further as you go, and it's just... There's just so much available that I'm just like...
They're not really further, they're...
Well, okay, different. Like,
Yeah.
I mean like branches.
Yeah.
Like, you could be a druid, you can be a fey speaker of the world or something, you could be a blight druid. Like, there's at least
They're
4
archetypes,
options.
there's the word.
Yeah, that's what it is. And they get a couple different things. So, like, technically, yeah, there are like a billion different classes and a bajillion different, what's the word? Combinations that you can make.
There are
Are you about to say
64 classes.
that? Oh, including the breakdown for each one?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And then there's...
What's 64 times 64?
On top of that,
isn't that how you get the
4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7
or is that permutations, combinations?
I think you need 64 factorial. Well, no, you wouldn't because it's not a straight... The problem is because you can dip any number of levels into any of these. It's much more complicated than that.
Yeah, isn't that the 64 times 64? I thought that's what it was. In order to get all of the necessary combinations, you had to multiply...
Feel like that's 4,096, but on top of that, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 prestige classes, And
Oh, you didn't include those in the other classes. I see.
Well, because a prestige class requires that you have certain levels of
In
certain
other
things.
ones, yeah. But then there's also different feats that you can take.
Tons
And
of
different
feats.
skill points
I
that
have
you
2
can
left
put.
feats.
Yeah, I believe you. And it's so involved, and it's very difficult, and it's not straightforward. And I will say, you guys, at least for me, the tutorial, 110% unhelpful. If
Yeah.
anything, it just made it more confusing to me. Like, it was not good. It was one of the worst tutorials I've ever experienced in a game. And I don't say that lightly. Like, I know I'm not the smartest person ever. I don't play a ton of video games. I find the ones that I like, and I play them for 1 billion hours, and then I stop playing video games again for a while. But, like, it was bad. It was so bad.
You could be a monk.
Oh, I could be a monk. That's another one that you don't get a companion in.
You could be an alchemist.
No. No, I don't. No. The character that is an alchemist in the game, I hate him, so now I kind of just, I don't want that class. But bombs aren't my jam, and alchemists, the big thing for them is bombs.
Well, no, one of the classes is bombs. The
Okay,
others
well, the one that I have experience with is the one with
are...
bombs.
The reason I mention is because there's a vivisectionist, which is a rogue.
Oh god, that
alchemist.
sounds horrible.
They get sneak attack.
We did a vivisection on a woman in the game. You don't have to see anything, but like, it was scary. She didn't die. I was really happy. My nature skill is like a plus 19, so there was almost no way I was gonna fail that. It was great.
I see.
Yeah, sneak attack is really good. That is a very nice thing to have.
Yes, it is. If you want to do all the damage, you need the sneak attacks.
Yeah. And rogues are especially good
By
at
the way,
that.
you know there's mods, right?
Yeah, but you know what? Okay, so I put a bunch of mods on RimWorld. I made the game easier for myself and more fun at different points, but it ultimately was not the original game at that point. And this one, the first thing I looked at was a mod so that I could carry more stuff. Because again, I am a hoarder. I want to carry all of the things. But I couldn't figure it out within like a minute. And then I was just like, I'd rather just be playing more Pathfinder. So all of my characters have endurance as a feat so that they are less likely to suffer from exhaustion. And so I can get them further with more stuff, and it's great. And I make by. I've gotten by with 3 bags of holding and a hat of holding, so I can carry so much weight, and I always have the fighter and the barbarian with me, so their strength allows us to carry a lot more stuff. I don't have them in my party though because of their strength. I have them in my party because I genuinely like their characters. It's Valerie and Amiri. See, the fact that I remember their names, that's important. They are both really fun. I have a crush on the cleric known as Tristan. They pronounce his name weird. I don't know.
Roasted.
No, that was completely wrong. I'm offended. And I usually have Lindsay with me. She's a bard. Super fun. I have Octavia with me. She's the wizard/rogue. Really fun. And I have all the other characters, but I don't really have them in my party as often, mostly because I don't really enjoy their characters as much.
What, you don't like the hypochondriac cleric?
You know what? I do like him. Harem is fun, but he is an old dwarf, and Tristan is a young human, a young elf, and he's blonde. So I was like, I want the hot cleric, please.
You can do both.
But I'd rather do the other people over Harem.
Okay.
Like when I switch someone into my party from my core group, the first one I go for is usually Harem. He is fun. Yes, it's sad that he is all about destruction, but I don't find him annoying most of the time. Every once in a while, I'll be like, oh my gosh, get over it. Okay, yes, we're all gonna die one day, and you're happy about that. But, like, I don't want to die right now, bro. The only thing that bugged me was every companion has a little quest you can do, or at least so far. And Harem's was going to an abandoned dwarven fortress. And there were sections where you could speak to him, and he would comment, you know, he's like, oh, this rune means this. And I'd go through the dialogue tree, and the only way to leave the conversation was to be rude. It would be like, you know, oh, enough of this, Harem, whatever. You're such a downer. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I genuinely appreciated the conversation we just had. I wish I could leave with, oh, thanks for that conversation, Harem. Maybe we can discuss more of this later. I would have much preferred a kinder reaction. I understand why they have that in there, but it's like, I'm not annoyed by these conversations I'm having with him. I don't want to be mean. He's still talking to me like I'm nice, but I'm like, I was really mean at the Dwarven Fortress. This is not okay. Although I will say, the fact that I'm a druid and it's forcing me to be neutral, I'm not as nice as I would normally be. But I'm also not as mean as I would normally be. Like, I'm a much more balanced character, I think. Being forced to be neutral.
Mm-hmm.
I don't go as far bad or as far good as I normally would. Like, I'm not stealing anything in this game. I don't even know if you can.
I'm pretty sure you might not be able
Like,
to.
I know every time I kill someone, I take the stuff
I
off
know
their
in the new
corpse.
Baldur's Gate patch you can knock people out and steal their stuff now rather than murder them.
Yeah, but then they're gonna know I knocked them out and they're gonna come after me. And I don't want that.
That's what stealth is for.
What, I stealth up behind the traitor, knock him out, steal his crap, run away. He comes back too. I stealth over, knock him out. And like, no.
Well, no, you could just cast darkness and then knock him out, steal his stuff, and
Oh my god.
you won't know who did it.
I have a feeling that they will program it that he might know.
No, he shouldn't if they follow the rules.
Mm.
And I know there's already a method of doing that with darkness in the game.
Oh.
For combat, but not for theft.
Yeah, see,
but
combat.
I mean, you could use it for combat theft, since you're basically doing the same thing.
See, you guys, David's trying to make me a worse person, especially in video games.
I'm just pointing out how you think.
Love you too.
And that is the end of Tobi Kadachi. I got 4 hours and 48 minutes of footage. I have changed my clothes, but it's still the same day. David
Sure
and I
is.
went on a walk at
Sus.
noon in Las Vegas, and it was disgusting, the state I was in. So I showered, and I have changed. Oh, come on, focus. Focus. I won't focus. David tells me it is an electric squirrel.
Kind of. Viper squirrel thing.
Y'all, it looks like water dragon or an ice dragon. Okay, he showed me pictures of the actual monster from the game. It looks like an ice lizard.
It's
There's some images where he has like the things that flying squirrels have.
Poofs.
Poops?
No, I'm lying. I don't remember what the word is.
Wing sacks? I don't know. Like,
Yes,
it allows
wing
them to
sacks,
glide.
exactly.
I mean, it makes more sense than what you said.
It's like a term.
But no, it looked like it was ice. It did not look electric. But I don't play the game, so I don't know. So it's an electric squirrel viper thing. It
You look
looks
so
really
confident.
cool, and it's super cute when people draw it in like a cartoon form. So cute. Definitely my favorite. I am past halfway though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 out of 12. It goes down to 4 out of 6. 2 out of 3. I'm 2/3 of the way there. Fractions.
Power!
I'm really hungry, so I'm gonna just wrap it up. Like, subscribe, share,
I
comment,
thought you
all
were
that
really Liz.
jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next video. David, you butthead.
Love you.
Love you more.